Hello and welcome to this tutorial where you're going to be able to make a copper ring. So we're going to go ahead and get the copper ready, right? I have a it's 18 gauge, I have a 20 gauge, and I think that's the only two I used. So it's just those two. And then if I do use another one, it'll be the 0.6 millimeters for the wire wrapping once we get more into the video. But so right now I am just working on getting the inch size that I would need, and I think I used about 13 inches, but for now I'm using that 0.6 millimeter, which is I think 20 gauge, and here's the 18 gauge I'm about to use for the ring. That's the one that's we're gonna use for the ring. So right now I'm actually sizing it out with the measuring tape. I think I did 13 inches. Yeah, so once I get that done, we'll go to the next part. Great. So yeah, 13 inches or either 11. I'm not sure because I was trying to be good and measure out stuff, but I didn't get it on the video very well. Okay, so we have two wires. One of the 6 millimeter wire, which is the 20 gauge. We're gonna put that jewel in there, crystal, and both of the sides are going to be, downwards. Then we're going to put that inside of or on top of the 18 gauge wire so that we can wrap it onto that wire for this ring that we're going to make. Now what I'm doing now is just polishing up the wire because we do want it to be shiny. We want it to be looking nice and crisp. So I'm just going to shine this wire up real quick. Now that we have the wire nicely shined, we're going to put that 16 gauge or 20 gauge, 16 millimeter or 20 gauge onto that 18 gauge wire, and we're going to wrap it around on both sides, but we don't want it to be crooked like how I have it right now. That's why I got off screen a little bit to fix it. But here we go. We're going to push both of those wires together so that the crystal is nice on top. We don't want it to be going to the side, so that's why you see me like tinkering both sides at the same time. So once you get it wrapped around a good at least 2 to 3 times, you want to wrap it around just so it's secure and tight. So right now I am pushing them together so that they are nice and tight and it looks cleaner. Okay, so right here you can see that I have about 2 coils. I think that's 2. might do another coil or a third coil. And then I'm going to, I know I'm speaking fast, I guess, but I'm going to clip them off. But all the tinkering has to be done, of course. Okay, so right here I am twisting with this plier so that I can make it a little bit tighter because it was a little bit loose. You know, working with your hands and working with pliers is totally different. So I use those to just get it a little bit tighter and squeeze them together a little bit more so it's nice and neat, and the crystal will stay straight on this wire. Once I get done with that, I am going in to cut these wires. And once I get them cut off, once I get it cut off, we're going to close those up so they're not just sticking out the little wire right there that you see. I'm going to close that down, take it under, and make sure that it's nice and tight on that wire. Do the other side. Boom, boom, boom. And there we go. Now we are next steps. Next steps. Okay. Now, right now, I'm looking for my ring sizer so that I can make the ring the right size that I want it to be. I guess it took a minute. Alright, so here we go. We're about to make the ring size. I think I did a 7.5 or 7 is that size right there, because I put some little holes in there to remind me that these are the most like significant sizes, I would say, in my family. So I keep it just as a reminder. If I make rings, I kind of make them these sizes just in case my family wants a ring, and I'll give them one that they fit because, yeah, it's just what I do. Alright, so now I'm just wrapping the wire around the crystal, right? You see me wrap it around, and then here I had a thought, and I was like, what if I do something different with these? Because I could just wrap it around, but I didn't want to just keep on wrapping it with that same wire. So I was looking and decided to grab a, what is it, the 16 gauge? I think it's a 16 gauge wire. I mean, 18? No, it's not an 18 gauge. I gotta look at the gauge sizes, but it's smaller than the other one. I'm new to this, but true to this. Because I love it. I love learning how to wire wrap. And so this is what I'm gonna do right now, is wire wrap this little, I wanna say it's a 16 gauge wire. It could be a 18, but I don't think it's an 18. I think it's a 16 gauge wire. And I'm going to wrap it about 4 times around, and then 4 times around the other wire. Once I get it all done. It's a little blurry. I do apologize for that. But look, I could not control. You can't control that part. So I'm trying to keep it tight, so you'll see me finding the pliers to go and tighten it up a little bit, because I do need to tighten it. did keep it like an extra good thick amount of wire. So you see me here trying to troubleshoot off camera. Sorry about the dog that you hear in the background, but now that I have a good amount, let's see what I do next because I am doing the voiceover. So I keep on going with the wire weaving, and I'm gonna like speed this up so that y'all don't have to watch all of this. But I just want to show you like how the process starts off. So I start weaving it a few times on just one wire, and then I go to the other wire and I start weaving on that one. So I do 4 on this next one because I just want to do 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm doing here, and I have to keep it nice and tight, and the wire does hurt my fingers, so I'm just trying to bear with it and make sure I get through the right hole. Like, we got this. All right, so I'm squeezing it nice and tight. Try to keep it nice and tight. And I just keep doing that same technique. Once I get 4 on one side, I go to the other side, like you see me doing here now. And I do 4 more on this side. And then I just crank it nice and tight. And I use those pliers to squeeze them really good together so that it's nice and crisp. And then I just keep on going with the wire weaving. So I'm going to let that play out and come back whenever we get to the rest of the ring making. So you can just watch this part here. All right, so now we've gotten a little bit of a ways, and so I'm trying to test out if this fits around the whole crystal. And so I think that it needs a little bit more wire weave, but I think it's almost good. So I think we're just gonna wire weave it a little bit more here, make sure it's tight, and then make sure make sure that it is secure and everything. So once I finish wire weaving this, a little bit off camera, but once I finish this part, I'm gonna take that piece off. Oh, that was unexpected. Okay, let me stop the wire part. And once I get that part off, then I'm just gonna finish the design of the ring. So you see me just tightening up the wire, and this part right here is how I get it off. Just a little, it'll pop off. this is me deciding what am I going to do next with the design of this ring. So I'm just curving it around, giving it a nice look, and then I'm going to curve that other the little one around and under so that I can tuck it underneath. You'll see me grab the pliers to bend it a little bit to tuck it, and that'll be it for that one. Sorry about the dog barking in the background. I am outside doing this video. So I liked how it looked whenever I was, you know, wrapping it around. So I just kept on going with it, and it looked cute to me. So I just wrapped it on around, tucked it underneath again, and curved it. I think I cut. I'm about to make a cut. Yeah, that one I knew I had to go ahead and take off. So all of this is just intuitive. I didn't have like nothing, sitting there like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do next. I just in my mind was like, oh, okay, I'll just cut it and then tuck this one, curve this, do that. That's how it kind of works out for me. And you see me looking because usually I would do 2 to 3 curls around, but I didn't have that amount of copper wire to go on the other side and do the same thing. So I didn't want to make it look uneven, I guess, if that makes sense. So you see me, I got off camera again. I was trying to get a part of that copper that I couldn't really see through the phone. So now you see me cutting off that last piece because I got, well, not the last piece. It was the last piece of 18 gauge. And so I'm just securing it so that it doesn't scratch or do anything on anybody's fingers. I'm just making sure it's tucked in really nice and secured. And now I'm going to go in and just toggle this off. I could have cut it. I think I just swiveled it around because I was thinking about should I put something on there like as a more decorative piece, but I ended up not even doing that. So let me fast paste this part right here too. All right, so you saw me toggle it off, and now I'm just clasping it down so that it is underneath the other gauge, so it's not like poking out or anything. And that's it. The ring is done, and we have a cute little pink crystal ring. I think it's a howlet crystal.